Good evening to everybody. This segment is in English. Good evening to everybody. How's everybody doing? It's a beautiful day. Like Mr. Rogers says, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in Tijuana. It's November. It's still sunny. It's crazy over here. The weather in Baja California and Tijuana is always beautiful over here. Sometimes, we get the Santa Ana winds, and it really, it brushes us off to think that it's going to be a horrible weather in the month, but later on this changes and it comes to light. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and for America's Voice. How is everyone doing? Good evening to everybody. God bless everybody in the United States. God bless everybody in my country of Mexico, in my city of Tijuana. God bless every patriot around the United States, and God bless every patriot around the country of Mexico. Now, I did a video earlier about statistics and stats and numbers given by Homeland Security and also by the Department of, I think that is ICE and the Border Patrol, that they are really important for you guys to know regarding the massive migration inflation in every part and every border in crossing to the United States. In every state, regarding California, regarding Arizona, regarding Texas, and regarding New Mexico. Now, this stats that I'm holding in my hand are only regarding California. Some of them are regarding California, and some of them are regarding the whole three or four states that the United States connects with our country, beautiful country of Mexico. These are horrible stats, and in comparison to geographic stats back in 2005, 2006, 2007, and 2008, it is amazing how the immigration inflation has changed so much in the country of the United States and in the country of Mexico. This is why Mexico needs to get the hell out of the Pact of International Immigration, not only because it is the damage to our sovereignty of Mexico and the sovereignty of the United States, but they are putting at risk lives in danger. They're putting lives at danger as migrants, as women, as children, and also men, that they have been captured and they have been kidnapped by the cartel members, and also women that they have been raped, children that they have been trafficked, and all these stats we're given on this investigation that we've been doing, so we can resume for you guys. Is the caravan profitable for our country of Mexico, or is the caravan a mistake, a huge mistake that Mexico has done, and that they don't know how to maintain it now? And there is an agenda for an open border agenda for not only Mexico and the United States, but for the whole continent of America. It is amazing how stats have changed in time. In 2005, let me read you this one. Look how amazing this is. In 2005, the illegal entrance in 2005 was on 1.5 million people. 1.5 million people in 2005. Amazing how the United States has been having a problem with immigration for the longest of time and longest of years, and nobody has put attention to it until this president that has just landed on the United States, that is Donald Trump. That he knows that the border, it is a crisis. And all the presidents in the past, they have said that it was a crisis, and they have said that they were going to send the troops, the National Guard troops. As for Obama, he had a lot of support from Congress to build a new wall, and he asked for a lot of money for him to get funded to protect the United States. It is amazing how in 2005 you got an entrance of 1.5 million. Now, let us change a little bit the subject in comparison to this. In 2017, 46,000 people were arrested by the Border Patrol, by ICE, and by the United States Customs. 46,000 people were arrested by the Border Patrol, by ICE, and by the United States Customs. In 2018, it increased into a 97%. 2018, with the caravans, it increased to 97% onto 268,000 people arrested in the year of 2018. Amazing. 2018, 268,000. That by geographics, the Border Patrol has given that all the majority, 70% of those 268,000 are from Central America. Amazing. In October of 2018 to February of 2019, 65% of all the arrests have been families. 65% of all the arrests have been families. Now, 25% of those, of the 100% of all the illegal entrances, 25% have been children, 45% have been men, and 30% have been women. Amazing. And also in October of 2019, in 2018, from October 2018 to April of 2019, listen to this, 2,400 families were captured as fraud. 2,400 families were captured as fraud. What does this mean? It means fake families, fake marriages. What we have been documenting of all these lawyers that they are practicing law in our country, violating the Article 33 of the Constitution, violating Article 3 of the Constitution. These lawyers that they are practicing law without a permit, without a working permit, without a visa, and and violating our Constitution. This is what they're doing. They're coaching these families, 2,400 families, that they were captured as fraud. 2,400. Now, out of all those 2,400, and between the years of 2017, 18, and 19, more than 32,000 children have been trafficked in the caravan. Amazing. Out of those 32,000 children that they've been trafficked in the caravan, 7% that those 32,000 children have been used twice. What does that tell you? That have been used twice. They rent these children. They throw them back to their country, and then they come back and they ask another adult to cross them over, making them think that it is your father, it is your uncle, it is your cousin. Amazing. More than 200 cases have been registered as sexual abuse to women. More than 200 cases in the caravan have been registered as sexual abuse to women. Now, everybody has seen how I have documented interviews with women that they have been raped, children that they have been captured, women that they have been kidnapped by the cartel. Horrible stories of these women, of these children that they go through this migration issue. Now, I want you to hold on a minute to that thought, because everything that I'm saying goes all the way to the end to the International Pact of Immigration, the United Nations Pact. It goes to that. Now, out of those 200 cases that they have been registered as abuse to women, out of those 200 cases, the majority of those women, there's been 3 cases that they have been ended pregnant out of rape and out of abuse by coyotes and by the cartel. Horrible. Horrible. Where's the security in Mexico for this? Where are the human rights that they're protecting the migrants? Where are they? Nobody knows. But all of this sums up to the United Nations Pact. Now, arrest in groups. Look at this. In 2018 and 2017, there were only 2 cases with a large group over 100 people. And the amount of those 2 cases were only 1,200 people. There were only 2 cases in 2017 of groups over 100 people. 2 cases only. Listen to this stat. How this is amazing. In 2018, there were 13 cases with 12,000 people. Amazing. 13 cases with 12,000 people trafficked through all the borders. 98% of them were families. 98% of them. Now, statistics out of Tapachula. This is all Homeland Security statistics. People in Mexico are saying, why don't you read statistics in Mexico? Come on. You're talking about a president that is always lying about his stats and his statistics. A corrupt president that is not putting the sovereignty in Mexicans first. How am I going to read statistics that is a lie? This is Homeland Security. It can't be more accurate than that. Now, statistics in Tapachula. Out of 10 crimes in Tapachula, 7 of them are from Central America. Unbelievable. Out of 10 crimes in Tapachula, that is the border that connects to Guatemala, 7 of them are from Central America. When the caravan landed in our city of Tijuana in the border of San Isidro, 90% affected in the local businesses. Taxi drivers, taco shops, plastic surgeons, doctors, lawyers. All of these people, they work close to the San Isidro border, affected them 98%. Now, 7% it increase in violence and delinquency where the caravan has always been at. 7% has increase of violence and delinquency where all the caravan has been at. In all parts of the states, in all parts of our country. Over 120 arrests have been done where all the caravan has, in the caravan where it hits first, right here in the Zona Norte, in Tijuana. 120 arrests. Now, this combine it with getting lawyers from the United States over here and activism over here also from the United States. Now, let's see the bad part about the caravan. Worse than this. Damaging of sovereignty in 2018 through our south door. Hurting 2 federal officers with critical injuries. Burning 2 federal buildings in Mapastepec and in Mexicali. More than 26 cases of rape on Mexican women in Chiapas. An increase of violence and delinquency in Tapachula. Guerrilleros, activists from Honduras coming into our country, demanding money and demanding for an open border. And if that didn't comply, almost more than $40,000 to $50,000 for each immigrant they were demanding. Not only that, 2 migrants lost their lives, killed by the cartel in the motel. 1 of them drowned. 1 of them died sick. 4 cases of AIDS that were in the caravan. 18 cases of tuberculosis in the first caravan. 1 case of Ebola, it was speculated in Texas. And an increase of activism from the United States in our country of Mexico. Now, As we are going on the 11th of December, the United Nations Pact was signed by Mexico in Morocco last year. We are going on that date. That's why I'm giving this statistics and this stats by Homeland Security. Why am I telling you this? The rapes on women, the kidnappings on children, the mistreatment of migrants in our country of Mexico is the responsibility of our country of Mexico, of the government in our country. Why? Because Mexico signed the United Nations Pact, and they are the ones that they are supposed to be responsible for the security of the migrants if they want this pact. They're supposed to be responsible for their social security, medical care, education, food, and comfort. Now, when they are getting deported, who's responsible for them? Mexico has to be responsible for transportation and getting them away and getting them back. Now, Mexico is not doing that. Is not being responsible. They cannot handle this United Nations Pact. They don't have the funds. They don't have the money. They don't have the organization. They don't have the authority. They don't have the legal status. They don't have the proper documentation. They don't have the people to control this mass migration in our country. They don't have it. Mexico doesn't have it. That is why this United Nations Pact is evil, is provoking migrants to flee from their country, risking their lives, risking their children, risking their women, to get raped in the number one country that has more cartel activity in the world, that is Mexico. How can you sign a United Nations Pact and tell the world that you're going to become a third world class country, a secure third world class country for every migrant? And after you being a third world secure country, that demonstrates that you're not. We have 4 cities on the top 5 for violence and delinquency, 5 in the top 10, 15 on the top 50. We're number 4 in the world with border violence and delinquency, next to Afghanistan in 1, Iraq in 2, South Korea in 3, 4 Mexico in 5. You got Syria. We're number 3 for with child trafficking. We're number 3 also with women killings. We're number 2 on cultivating, on farming of amapola, on selling amapola around the world. And still, we got 60 million in poverty, 28 million in critical condition, 68 million without medical care. And you want to become a third world secure country. How are you going to maintain a United Nations Pact when your country is suffering from insecurity? More than 26,000 people have died in the first 10 months of AMLO. And not only that, the economy has lost more than 75,000 jobs in the first 10 months of AMLO. 0% of increase in economy. How in the hell do you think that a United Nations Pact is going to help our country? The people that they want to migrate, is not their fault. The fault is of Mexico, of signing the United Nations Pact and agreeing that it's okay to migrate and ask for asylum in our country. Not only that, these people don't know that the United States is not in the United Nations Pact. The only one that it is on the continent that is not in the United Nations Pact anymore is Chile, is Brazil, and it's the United States. That's the most amazing thing, that people need to understand, that this United Nations Pact is not profitable for no country. It's not working for no country. We are going on 1 year on the signing of the United Nations Pact, and I believe that every year needs to be signed. Every year I think that it needs to be signed. I'm going to investigate on that. But it is amazing how these people, these shelters, that there are a lot of shelters in Tijuana, that they're not doing their job. There's a lot of them that they're really helping. They're really helping people with food, with clothing. But there's other shelters that you know what they do. They profit out of migrants. Exactly like those lawyers, that they profit out of migrants without having a work visa over here. Exactly like those activists, that they profit out of migrants by sending migrants to the lawyers. Exactly like that. So you got the good side and the bad side, but none of them have the control on our country. It is designed to destroy. It is designed to put people at risk. It is designed to form chaos. It is designed for people to lose credibility on the beliefs. I'm going to a third world class country that is supposed to be safe when it's not, that is ours. So, statistics, stats. Does the United Nations Pact work? Does it help? Does it help our country? Has it brought stability in the economy? We just seen how we gave asylum to Evo Morales, a guy that it has corruptively destroyed his elections and wanted to re-elect himself for the third or fourth try, cheated on his voting booth, and now we're giving asylum to those kind of people. Now you can imagine how our president and how our politics work in our country. Awful, disgusting. It is the worst. So, really short video for you guys to do, for you guys to watch. Statistics on Homeland Security, for people to remember that we're going on 1 year. On the 11th of December is going to be 1 year of the United Nations Pact, that it has put us in this position right now, where the Article 11 of the Constitution was reformed by our last president, that it was best friends with Obama and Trudeau. Since then, they had it all planned, since 2016. Since they reformed the Article 11 of the Constitution, of our Constitution, saying that we can give asylum to refugees from all across the world. Since then, there was this evil plan. And now, there's no way to get the hell out of it. So let's investigate if it is a 1 year, every resign of the United Nations Pact, and let's see what it comes about. Good evening to everybody. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and for America's Voice. It's exactly the same video that I did with the Mexican public, but it's now, informing you guys about statistics and real numbers about what the caravan is about. People are suffering. Yes, they're suffering. We got people that we are suffering over here in our country. A lot of people are suffering around the world, but this United Nations Pact is a disgusting pact. It doesn't work. The United Nations don't work in our country. They don't work in every place that they want to sit at. Human rights is not helping. They're not getting involved. Cartel is practically, trafficking all these people, taking advantage of women, raping women, trafficking children, trafficking organs, trafficking guns, trafficking drugs. There's more than 400 cases that they have detected about families trafficking drugs. How in the hell this happened? It's amazing. It's amazing. Where's the security? Where are the things that they need to come with the United Nations Pact, that is absolute control of the immigration issue? They don't have it. They don't have nothing of it. Good evening to everybody. Have a blessed evening. Have a beautiful, what is it today? Wednesday. Have a beautiful Wednesday. And stay safe. Have a beautiful Wednesday with your family. Thanksgiving is coming up. Don't forget to support my partner, Conservative Anthony, as he's running for Congress in District 16 of El Paso, as he is going to do Thanksgiving for the Border Patrol and for the United States Customs agents. Beautiful thing that he's going to do for his law enforcement and for the protection of his borders. Stay safe, everybody, and always remember peace and love, because always your country is first.